thanks for joining us again. It's another week, another install video.
Yep.
I'm kind
different brands.
And I'm kind of excited about this one.
This is going to be a fun one.
Listen, fun fact here, 2 boxes, 2 different products, 2 of each, because one's yours, one's mine.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be fun. So, as you already know, on my JL, our shop JL, we've already upgraded the steering. We did the Rusty's off-road steering kit, and we did
PSC.
The PSC hydro steering, or hydro assist. Worked great. Very happy with it. I think we can make a couple things a little better and stronger, though.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do today. So,
which box do you go first?
Well, this one. So what we did is I got a hold of our friends over at RPM Steering. They use Rusty's off-road tie rods in their aluminum steering kits for the JLs. So it was natural to get a hold of them and get their aluminum
steering
tie rod.
Yep.
I didn't need the whole steering kit. I just needed the aluminum tie rod because I wanted this. And I know you're not there yet.
I haven't seen it yet.
You're not where you need
well,
this yet,
no, but we're getting there. We're getting there. It is. Oh, that looks pretty awesome.
So, my current Rusty's off-road steel tie rod, which, by the way, we're not having any issues with it. It's been completely fine. I like changing things. I change things all the time. I like trying different things. So, like I said, RPM Steering, they use Rusty's off-road tie rods on his aluminum steering kits. So we got one of his aluminum crossbars, and because I'm running the hydro, I got a clamp. So this will be really cool. And the beauty is, all we gotta do is buy one more crossbar, throw it in our Jeep. If you ever did bend or mangle one,
yep, you're good.
Yeah, you actually would have a trail spare. Actually, you know what would work for a trail spare? We'll just take the steel one from
just in case.
Actually, because there's nothing wrong with it, we'll just use that as a spare. We already know it's set up for the hydro.
No, absolutely.
Got welded tabs, and
that'll be a good start.
Be good enough for just a spare.
Great spare.
So, not that I even imagine that.
I mean, for as much as we've wheeled, like we've never been in a position where we couldn't drive home. Have we? Have we done some things that required a bit of work? Yes. But has it left us stranded? No. Absolutely not.
And this is so the aluminum's going to have be a lot more malleable, so it'll be a lot easier. It'll bend and come back to its original shape at a lot better than what steel would.
Right.
So that'll be nice. And then this clamp can be a lot nicer than what I put together because I just welded some tabs on there. So if you had to adjust your alignment, guess what? Tabs aren't right.
But I mean, honestly, you've not had an issue with it in the year or so that it's been on.
No, it's been fine. Just time for an upgrade and do something different. So,
and again, there's 2 because eventually I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get there.
We're going to get there.
Okay, so this is exciting. What's in this box?
This is the aluminum crossbar.
Crossbars.
Yeah.
Different packaging. Oh, hold on.
Oh, man. So.
Those look pretty shiny.
One's for Bob, one's for me. So, he sent us, even though he uses the same tie rods, his methodology and his theory is a little different, which is fine. Every manufacturer's got their own thing going on. Them dudes over there at RPM, they know their stuff. They are not stupid by any means. So they use a different washer. It's a little thinner than Rusty's off-road washer, but they use a conical washer that goes in there to basically act like a lock washer. It's got really aggressive teeth on it to help bite into the aluminum so your nuts don't. Almost didn't sound right.
Good catch.
Almost didn't sound
Good catch.
But
Family
we don't
show.
edit those things.
Family show.
The washers actually have teeth on it so that they'll bite into the nut and into the aluminum so they don't loosen up as easily as what they potentially could.
Pop one of them out real quick.
Pop one of the nuts out? You want what?
This went downhill fast.
So it's just a standard nut, nothing funny about it. But so the washer's actually got some pretty aggressive teeth into it. And if you look, it's kind of dished. So that'll be cool. Something different. And the holy crap, tie rod. We, on my JL, I already have the aluminum drag link bar. We got it from Rusty's Off-Road. So I don't have the aluminum bottom one because Rusty doesn't have a clamp for the hydro yet. So like I said, you can buy the aluminum steering kits from Rusty, but he doesn't have the clamps prepared yet. They're not in production yet, and the tubing diameter is different. So we just went ahead with RPM and got a hold of them and got it all set up. Like I said, we got trips coming up. We got to go. So let's get this put on. But Bob, you know, kind of thinking, while we got the steering apart, we're putting this on. I think we should do another mod too.
I am very excited about this particular mod.
Are you, Bob?
I have had mine for a minute. Unfortunately, there hadn't been time to actually install them yet. Mine is also going to be coupled with something else that we'll get into later. Ken, what's the next one?
Next one's going to be fun.
It's the while we're there, might as well category, right?
Sure. Have we broke one yet? No.
Nope.
Are we gonna eventually? I think so. And when I say eventually, I mean like a couple times I was pretty worried about side loading. So, got a hold of Reid Racing. We got set up with them to get some of their brand new JL nodular knuckles. The JL has aluminum knuckles, which I think is an absolutely stupid, horrible idea. And
ask us how we know.
I knew from the day I bought my JL that the aluminum knuckle was a stupid idea. Been waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally, Reid Racing came out with their iron knuckles, which, holy crap, we are dead set that no matter what, we never want good fuel economy, because we just keep adding weight. No matter what I do, I'm going to add weight. I don't really care about fuel economy.
Well, what's the difference, honestly, between like 14 miles to the gallon and 13 miles to the gallon?
Yeah.
Like,
so,
who cares?
Like, if a trip all the way out west takes 10 tanks of gas, what's one more?
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, seriously.
Seriously. And honestly, I guess I should get in camera while we're talking about this. Most people are like, oh, 14 miles to the gallon, that's not, I mean, I get better than that or whatever, but you got to keep in mind that's when we're fully loaded going out trips. So we got a rack, we got tents, we're like loaded with fridges and food and clothes.
We don't drive 70.
And yeah.
I don't accelerate like grandma. I'm hard on my Jeep. I do nothing nice to my Jeep whatsoever. I don't even care if I get 10.
Well, honestly, the other part of that is Ken's stipulation when we go on these trips that also included when we went on the first one with my TJ was, I don't care what the speed limit is, that's how fast we're going.
Correct.
So if you're familiar with some of those roads out west, they got some pretty fast speed limits.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the TJ did it. It got like 8 miles a gallon.
It got 8 miles a gallon, a little over 4,000 RPMs at 75.
And the JLs do amazing.
Yeah,
like I can get anywhere between 18 to 12 depending on how I feel like driving. So I don't care what anything weighs. I want strength. These are going to be so much stronger, and the machining is just impeccable. It sucks that they're orange, but that's Reid's color. That's their factory color. And honestly, I mean, I suppose you could go get it repowder coated if you cared. I don't really care. No. So we're going to run orange knuckles. They'll stand out. Everybody know I have Reid's. But that's only one. But wait. There's more.
There's more.
We got to do the other one too.
Again, I've had mine in the garage for a minute. I haven't even opened the boxes and seen these things in person yet, so this is my first glance, and obviously yours as you're opening the box as well.
Well, you got the first set that showed up, and then me and another customer.
We've got, honestly, some of the first sets here for the JL.
Yeah.
Like, these are new.
Yeah, they just came out. I mean, other companies have already gotten their hands on these. They've been out for a minute.
But not from Reid.
Yeah. This is some of the first ones we've had here at the shop. But, and again, I don't even know where this video is going to come out timeline as far as when it comes out versus when we've had these. But they've been out for a brief moment. Other companies have already put photos out online of these. I mean, they're not something that just literally just came out. I'm so excited to finally put these on.
Agreed.
This is going to be awesome.
I'm excited.
You ready to do it?
Freaking awesome. Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Let's get it done.
Eric!
Okay, so as we're going to show you here, the Rusty's tie rod, we've dragged it across the rocks, we've beat the crap out of it, literally pretty much knocked every piece of powder coat off it, we're so hard on it. So it'd be nice to have the aluminum, not going to worry about that anymore. So the other beauty with dealing with RPM is that they use the exact same tie rods on their upgrade kit. So all we got to do is pull these out, put some fresh anti-seize on them, slam them back in. We're going to take the Rusty's tie rod nut off here. We'll show you here in a second. The thickness is vastly different. So because of that, like I said, they include their washer. They do things just a touch differently. I wonder for fun here. So there's the thickness difference. You can actually see it quite a bit. Significant amount. And I'm just curious for fun, the overall length of the tube, I'm gonna guess is probably a touch longer than RPM, so we're 42 1/4. And the tube on the Rusty's is 40 3/4. So a big difference. That's why he's running the thinner nuts. So because he's running thinner nuts, he's actually taking up more of the thread engagement area. So, like I said, every manufacturer, they're just gonna do things a little bit differently. You don't need to go crazy, but a little bit of anti-seize in these crappy northern climates goes a long ways. my flip-flops are gonna get greasy.
Gently. And voila. One wheel bearing. Come on. Come on.
Strictly for fun, because like I already told you, I don't care what the weight difference is, but this will be cute to find out because it's a big difference. And I haven't even weighed yet, but I can just tell by picking them up. So here is one, 23.65, 6.5, 23.6.5. Basically 23 and a half ounces, close enough. So for fun, which, pick up my finger. 7 flat. 7 flat.
Do a side by side because the thickness is just crazy too.
So there's stock, and there's the wrong side. So let's do a side by side comparison of the correct ones. So there's the actual side by side. Look how big, strong, beefy, and it's not aluminum either. And these do come set up for right or left hand drive. So there, you will notice there's 2 steer arms on the driver's side. It's because they did that for the right hand, or the folks across the pond, the right hand drive stuff. And then you can also get it so that they're drilled the opposite way for flipped steering. If you need that type of configuration, we aren't running flip. We probably never will run flip. I don't like flip personally for my own reasons, but you get to a certain height in your vehicle, you have to. You really do. You run into limitations as far as what the tie rod can flex out. You get all sorts of binding issues. We're not at that point, so I highly doubt we would be. Maybe if we went longer and picked up a bunch of articulation with some crazy shocks or something, but I don't think we'll ever go there. So, big difference on these knuckles. Holy crap. I now have faith in them, because I had zero faith in these. And I couldn't honestly believe they hadn't broke yet. See how these knuckles used to look like aluminum, now they're all just grimy and stuff? That's why I'm not worried about the orange.
It'll only be orange on like one small corner.
Yeah, it'd be like orange out here, maybe. That'd be about it.
RTVs are orange.
They used to be.
Okay, here's a pair of black and orange spots. I'm not too worried about.
That's pretty fucking sweet.
It's so pretty.
Isn't it?
Tie rod is on. We're gonna just ballpark close up our toe measurement until we get to the alignment rack. Once I get a chance to put it on the rack, I'll set that permanent, and then I'll bother with this, which means I'm gonna put my clamp on and get that all set up. But I'm gonna wait till I get it on the alignment rack. Once we get off the rack, I'll finish that up. So we're not gonna bother filming all that. But there's the difference. So there's the Rusty's drag link, there's the RPM tie rod. They're basically the same quality of product. I mean, it's aluminum made from kick-ass companies. So we just needed something that we could put our hydro on. And like I said, Rusty just doesn't offer that yet. I'm sure at some point he may. RPM's an awesome company to work with. They've been a pleasure to deal with. So glad to have that upgrade. Making changes. That's what we do. So we got the driver's side installed again. This is also set up for right-hand drive vehicles, so we won't be using one of these arms. We did notice that there's another major difference. This steering stop is cast into the knuckle, where the other one is a bolt. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you measure what your current steering angle is before you take your old arms off, so that you can grind this to match it, so that way when you turn, your steering stop is then set. So make sure you get those measurements before you take your knuckle off. Otherwise you'll have to kind of just wing it, make sure you don't have any U-joint bindage and stuff like that. I prefer to kind of put it back where it was. Our angles were perfect, so that's what we're going to do. So we got to do some fitting on that. And other than that, this corner is done for a moment. So the reason I say it's done for a moment, you got to stay tuned for next week. Next week, we've got something really cool going to go on right here. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. How does that look, Bob?
It looks very
Bob,
sturdy.
touch it. Bob, touch it. Touch it, Bob.
It's gotten, okay. We've gotten carried away.
I might have watched Happy Gilmore do it too many times.
Eric's face.